our cortisol is kind of low and it shoots up to its highest point within 30 minutes of waking. The
Wow.
two greatest signals of this cortisol, it's called a cortisol awakening response. It's actually incredibly protective for our immune system. So it reduces risk of autoimmunity. It helps to mobilize bowel movements. It helps to kind of like turn on the signals in the body. So it's part of our circadian rhythm response where the body's like, oh, okay, it's morning. So let's start, doing all the daytime, like cleaning out the kind of old waste in the gut and kind of doing all of these housekeeping of sorts. The two biggest signals to that cortisol awakening response are morning light. So that's where we're all, trying to get outside. The light box. Like, I mean, I'm in New York City, so I'm using a light box, like, and trying to get outside within, an hour or so later. But I'm like 6 a.m. I'm not on the New York City streets trying to get sunshine here. So we do our best with where we are, and when you eat. So that's where, big proponent of breakfast over here, especially for women within that, you don't have to eat the second you wake up, but like kind of 30 minutes to an hour of waking, we should have a pretty protein forward, maybe some carbs in there. Are we going to work out is kind of the next question, like definitely something to prep, because then that cortisol starts to come down within that next, like kind of 30 minutes, it goes up, 30 minutes, it starts to come down. But then the rest of the day, it's got a very specific curve that it kind of comes down. And ideally, as we're starting to wrap up in the evening around like 7 p.m., the cortisol is lowest so that it stops inhibiting melatonin. So that melatonin can rise, but cortisol is the boss. Cortisol's
the boss.
Here. Yep, he's the puppeteer or she's the puppeteer of all of the other.
Let's call him he in this case.
I know, really. It does feel like a masculine hormone, right? So it's kind of the puppeteer of everybody because it's kind of telling everyone like, okay, it's daytime. Okay, it's nighttime. Like lights on, lights off, like what we're doing. So it's like, okay, when it's lowest, melatonin can rise. And melatonin's another very powerful anti-inflammatory hormone that we think about as the sleep hormone, but it actually has a lot of beneficial like gut properties. It has a lot of brain properties, a very